It's time for all your binge-worthy pop culture news. Welcome to Up and Adam.
Hi, guys. Welcome back and happy Monday. All right, guys, we have a fun Monday planned for you because, of course, we have hot, messy topics right now. But tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern, which is 4 p.m. Pacific, we have a Let's Whine About It. We're going to be going over the notes that Gina Marie, the spiritual medium from the Real Housewives of New Jersey, gave to me after our reading, which was absolutely mind-blowing. Plus, we have some other things to share with our members only. So if you guys don't know how to join, I put the link inside of the live chat. You can go to our main page right there, and then you'll see join up at the top. Click join. And if you have any problems, just go ahead and DM me. And in the meantime, I know everybody wants to talk about Teresa Giudice's wedding. I know her hair has become a meme. We have Real Housewives of Atlanta, Real Housewives of Miami, Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. I'm overwhelmed. So with that, don't forget to smash that like button, and let's welcome Jason. Good morning.
Hi.
Oh, lots to go over.
Lots to go. I feel like for the first time on Hot Messy Topics, I really don't know what's going on. So I'm kind of excited. I don't follow Teresa as much as other people do. You know, like I like to watch Jersey, but you know.
There's a lot of Teresa drama going on. So Teresa got married this week, and I wanted to hear from you guys. I wanted to see what you guys thought in the live chat about Teresa's wedding look. Okay. I kind of feel bad for her because she definitely went all jerseyed out, right? But this hair, you were showing me a meme this morning, and it was like Marge Jr., Marge Sr., Marge Simpson.
Yes, Faces by Bravo on Instagram I mean, he always has the funniest like photos and everything when it comes to the Housewives. It was funny. But here I think she looks gorgeous. You know, there's some other photos that got sent to us too, like these ones where they're like a little more.
Are you switching my photos?
Yeah. But look at this one. The hair. I'm not sure about the hair actually, you know. But the wedding looked amazing. Kenya was having a great time.
I thought it was funny. Everybody was like, she's hiding. Her hair was so big because she's hiding all of Louis' red flags on it. I'm like,
no,
you guys are messy and shady as hell.
Listen, it's up to her. You know, everyone has an opinion, right? Okay, she should have gotten a prenup. This guy has like, you know, I don't know, a bad background or whatever. But honestly, if you don't sign the prenup, when shit comes crumbling down, I don't know who is going to be there to help you pick it up.
I mean, okay. So another thing that we've been all talking about was the fact that she didn't have any relatives aside from her daughters there. Like her cousins, Kathy and Rosie, they were not there. Melissa and Joe were not there. And Melissa and Joe, I mean, Joe's really her last living relative that's actually close to her or was. And he was posting on social media during the time of the wedding saying that this is, you know, it was like an event with Melissa's family and saying that it doesn't take blood to be family. And this is so much better than a wedding. And we were wondering what the hell is actually going on. We heard it was because Melissa was left out of the wedding party, but it now has been confirmed that it's so much deeper than that. And at the finale of season 13, Joe had to be restrained because he was charging at Louis Ruelas over a Melissa Gorga cheating allegation.
This family, it's too much. I mean, this is the drama we've been watching since season 1, okay, with this family. But I feel so bad because at the end of this show, when this show is completely over, when Bravo is done, when the Real Housewives of New Jersey finally comes to an end, who is going to be around? And I know a lot of this is done for cameras. A lot of it is not. But this is a very important moment. And
I mean, it's a huge moment. Originally,
he didn't get to be a part of it.
Well, we were hearing originally that Joe would be walking her down the aisle, and that didn't happen. And now we heard Teresa, because she had her wedding at Park Chateau, and obviously this is an expensive ass wedding. We know that the wedding was somewhere around $1 million. Like it was way over the top. And of course, she's not going to spare any expenses considering Bravo's filming it for a 4-part series, which probably paid for the wedding. And then on top of that, I did a poll asking you guys, was this wedding a write-off? But I'm pretty sure most of it, considering the fact that it was filmed, is a write-off. I'm blown away. So the amount of money that it cost for Joe and Melissa's plates, because when you RSVP, you pick what kind of food you want, right? And they canceled last minute. Teresa was like, I'm billing your asses.
Okay. I mean, listen, if it is a write-off, which I'm guessing if there's a 4-part special that we're going to be forced to watch about this wedding, I'm sure that a lot of stuff was paid for.
Right.
You
I
know,
mean, I'm sure too, but then we were hearing some more stuff that came out saying that Teresa was late, so everybody had to wait to eat their food because obviously they're not going to start eating before the bride comes out. But then she was running behind, and then people were slamming her for that. However, you have to think about it. Weddings are crazy anyways. And do you remember Adriana Demora when she got married on the Real Housewives of Miami? And it literally, she left her guests waiting like 2 hours in the heat, hot ass wedding where she left them waiting. And then for the dinner after, she left them waiting for like another 2 hours because she wanted to get her look together. That was with cameras involved. So I can only imagine that while Teresa's filming and going through her wedding, production's like, hey, can you do like a pickup shot real quick? Hey, can we catch you in like a confessional? Really, you know what I mean? I can see where they would do that. But the rumor is
when you RSVP yes +1 to go to Teresa Giudice's wedding or any of the housewives' weddings, you're going to have to be prepared for a long day. I would bring a snack. I'd bring like a little shot or something because they do make you wait. This is just for me, just personally, this is why I hate weddings. I've been to some great weddings and I've been to some not so great weddings. I've been to a big Jersey wedding before, actually. And it was just like so many people. I didn't even know the bride. I didn't know the groom. I was a +1. And I can't believe like they're paying for my plate to eat. And I'm at this wedding for what reason? And it was so extravagant and ridiculous. Right. But then I've been to the small intimate weddings, which it's more amazing. I mean, at this point,
I mean, I like how Lori Hartman said brides are only late on TV. I went to my friend Melissa's wedding. Mom and I went to happy hour before, and Mom said, Adam, can you curl my hair? And I'll have to show this on members only tonight. She'll kill me. But I was like, yeah.
It's her birthday too, so that's nice.
Yeah. Oh, happy birthday, Mom. Yes. But so I ended up curling Mom's hair, and we got to the wedding and she's like, do I look beautiful? Like, I look good, right? And I was like, oh, you look fabulous. And she had like this cockatoo thing coming up the back of her head. And the next day she saw the photos and she was pissed. And I was like, sorry, Mom, I'm not Chris Appleton. Like, I can't do who do you think I am? But sorry.
Chris Appleton.
I love my Leo mom. All right. So getting back into it though, we also heard that Teresa, after Ramona Singer leaked the wedding invite, that she spent over $90,000 on security, which probably makes sense with the amount of people that she had. I mean, she had Lonnie Love there. She had Dorinda Medley. She had Phaedra Parks, Cynthia Bailey, Chanel Ayan was there. She had Jill Zarin there. Of course, Jill Zarin's not going to miss something, right? I mean, you keep going down the line. There was Jackie Goldschneider.
Maybe she'll be featured on the wedding special.
Yeah, Alexia Echevarria. There were so many housewives there. It was almost like a little mini BravoCon. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know. But
crazy.
So getting back to I wanted to bring this up really quick. Getting back to the rumor that allegedly came out, but was about Melissa allegedly cheating on Joe. From what we're hearing, Margaret's friend, who, remember Margaret and I talked about this, the friend who she was trying to get like onto the show, she tried for 2 seasons in a row. And then the friend got pissed off at Margaret for some reason and decided to call Teresa and Jennifer Aydin and go and say like, hey, can we have a lunch? The lunch was not filmed, but in the lunch, she ended up telling them, well, Margaret, is a bad person. And guess what? She told me that your sister-in-law, Melissa, well, she cheated on Joe and she made out with a guy. And they named the guy. I don't want to say his name on here, but they named the guy. And for Teresa, she allegedly didn't want to bring this up on camera. So she brought it to Joe. And then Joe was like, okay, we're going to squash this. It's not going to make it on season 13. You're not going to sit here and attack my family. But then later on, apparently Jennifer Aydin took this information to one of the newbies, Danielle. Bear with me here. Brought it to Danielle. And that's when shit hit the fan. Because Jennifer Aydin, remember on the reunion of last season, she was calling Joe Gorga a bitch boy and saying that Melissa Gorga was selling, fake designer bags at her boutique. And It was just a big shit show. So Jennifer Aydin, of course, is not going to miss an opportunity to go in on the Gorgas. And I think that she was trying to take this rumor and run with it. So now pan over to the finale. Joe and Melissa are pissed off at Teresa because she knew about this whole rumor. And, she's having the best time of her life. Her love bubble is full and she's about to get married. And now we're at the finale and they're like, how could you bring this up or let your friend or support someone like Jennifer Aydin, who is going to bring this rumor out there? How can you do that? You want us to support your wedding, but yet you're trying to, tear apart our marriage? And then Louis started defending Teresa, and that's when Joe Gorga charged after him.
Well, this is going to make for an explosive season of the Real Housewives of New Jersey. I cannot wait. I cannot wait.
It's not just going to be an explosive season 13. It's going to be an explosive like wedding special. And then we heard Gia Giudice was pissed off at the wedding because her boyfriend got wasted. The hell is happening? This sounds like a great wedding. I want to be at the wedding. Also, I mean, Gina Marie, our spiritual medium, she was at the wedding. Maybe I can ask her what really went down. And then we heard that by the time that the wedding started to wrap, there were only about 75 of the 200 guests left. They ended up doing sparklers and fireworks, but everybody ended up eating Shake Shack because the food was delayed because Teresa was delayed.
Look, you got to do what you have to do at these weddings.
Yeah. And then on top of that, Jackie Goldschneider allegedly ran out ripping off her mic because somebody pissed her off. So I don't know what happened. This sounds like a great wedding special. At first I was like, I don't know if I want to watch this. I'm not that interested. But now I'm like, oh no, this could be really good. I'm here for it. I wanted to, hold on. I'm going to drop this link for anybody who wants to call in. I want to continue on really quick. And I want to ask you guys something about Lisa Rinna, because I did a video, and you guys can, when you call in, we can talk about the Teresa wedding too, but I want to kind of pan over to Lisa Rinna because there was information that came out on the Watch What Happens Live after show that I wasn't privy to. And I want to see if this gives you guys a little bit more empathy. And Jason, you were quick to be like, no, still, it doesn't matter. But I
mean, go ahead and tell us what it is first, and then I'll put in my piece.
Okay. So Lisa Rinna, we know that obviously she's grieving on the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills right now over the loss of her mother, Lois. Now, what we didn't know was when Lois passed away, Lisa Rinna waited 7 months to lay her mom to rest. Why? Well, because her mom wanted to be laid to rest next to her father in Oregon, but she didn't want to be laid to rest in the cold. So Lisa Rinna, as per her mother's wishes, waited until the summer months to finally kind of lay her to rest and be at peace. So Lisa was explaining, listen, I've been a disaster. Grief is a horrible thing. I've been attacking people on social media. And it's probably because I've put myself through something like this. And I've been so unsettled with everything going on with my mom. And I know it doesn't make it right, but that's where I'm at. So she's kind of saying I'm owning it. Now, I wanted to ask the live chat, do you guys think this is a valid reason for the way that Lisa Rinna has acted on social media? Can we give her a little bit more grace for attacking everybody from the Real Housewives of Dubai to Sutton Garcelle? I mean, Kathy Hilton calling her a narcissistic, homophobic, racist, Paris Hilton. Do you give her grace for this or no?
No.
Really?
I mean, listen, yeah, my dad passed a few years back suddenly, and everyone does grieve differently, but that doesn't mean I'm taking to my phone on Instagram and Twitter and being like, you know what? Fuck you. I'm not doing that. It's be an adult. And I know everyone grieves differently, but I feel like right now she's making up a whole bunch of excuses for things she didn't really mean to do or is kind of regretting right now. And she's like, you know what? It's because of my mom. And you can't always blame stuff on that. You can't.
And we talked about this before too, because we know one of my favorite housewives, she was messaged by production after putting something out there, and production said, take it down or we will fine you. You're not supposed to go on and say things unless it gets approved by the network or unless you're talking about a current episode or something that's already aired from this season. And then on top of that, we know that Chef Rachel Hargrove from Below Deck was blasting out obviously the network and everybody in between. And then she got a message saying, can you please take it down? And she's like, no, you. And they're like, you're not supposed to be doing this. So obviously Lisa Rinna, when she attacked Chanel Ayan and, the Real Housewives of Dubai and everyone else over things that weren't on her season, I'm sure Bravo production, everyone.
But here's the thing, when you're going through grief, or this is why I don't buy it, because when you're going through grief and stuff, you're not choosing a different franchise of the show you're on to go attack people and then say,
Jason,
I'm sorry, I was grieving.
Oh,
no.
Oh, no,
am I still here?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. No, I'm just saying, this is where I don't buy it. It's when people are grieving or whatever, and everyone grieves differently, I know, but you don't take to Twitter and attack people on a different Real Housewives franchise.
Right.
maybe you might be a little, flustered to be around or quick with people around you. Like after my dad passed, Adam, I was very quick with you and a couple of other people in my life, but I wasn't going on Twitter and be like, what other thing that, when I was working at the restaurant, what other restaurant can I go trash right now? Because I'm grieving. That's no.
Right.
Come on. She knows better.
No, you
she
never
knows
really
better.
lashed out. You didn't lash out. You were just sad.
Yeah, and it's okay to. Well, I mean, people again grieve differently, but right now, Rinna is just trying to like literally turn things around. She, on Watch What Happens Live, she seems so unapologetic when Andy was like kind of telling her a lot of stuff you've done on social media. That's a lot. She's like, I own it. I know. I'm sorry. What else can I do? I'm like, it's not enough. It's not enough, girl.
And she also said that she would offer Lisa Vanderpump more empathy now, knowing what she went through, because now she's grieving after Lisa's brother unfortunately took his own life. And she's like, in that moment, I didn't even know she had a brother. But now after losing my mom, now I know the grieving process. But
in return, maybe Lisa Vanderpump can offer her some advice on how to make some good rosé.
Okay, shady. But, I just thought about this too. Lisa Rinna has grieved before. She lost her father and lost her sister. So I don't know if that really is a valid. I mean, I don't know. That's why I wanted to ask you guys in the live chat. I'm seeing it's mixed. Some people are like, I'm going to offer her grace on this. And some people are like, no, it's not excused. Okay. All right. So before we move on, I wanted to talk about some more Real Housewives of Beverly Hills news, because we have Garcelle's friend, Cherise Zampino. Well, she's allegedly being looked into by the FBI for her boutique. Now, this came out from All About the Tea, and I don't want to confirm something that I haven't seen the documents to, but the alleged story is that she was selling designer goods that she was buying from Alibaba, allegedly. Don't forget that word. That's super important here. But buying from Alibaba and selling them on her or at her boutique for like an inflated price. I don't know if this is actually true, but if it is, I mean,
well, I mean, I don't know if there's documentation. Considering the source, I don't know if it would be true or not. That's why we're saying allegedly. But Alibaba is not really the place you would get fake bags from, is it?
I mean, I'm sure you can.
I mean, those are not going to be good knockoffs. Listen, rich people buying rich bags are going to know what kind of bags they're buying, what to look for. Hermes has different stitching and ways of doing things to look for. Louis Vuitton has their logo and label done a certain way. Like, I don't know. And if you're, I don't know how much.
And I feel like the rich woman can spot a fake from a mile away. But also, 100%. I know that you said considering the source and you never know, right? But
poor person can spot a fake a mile away. I said a poor person can spot a fake a mile away.
Well, there you go. But Monica from All About the Tea, she does come out with some stories that all of a sudden, like when it comes out, then they do get validated in the future. So, I mean, that's why she's had a successful platform for a long time. I again, am not saying that this is true or not true, but there was another story that came out about one of our Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, Erica, and it was regarding those earrings. And now we're hearing that there were another pair of $800,000 earrings that were allegedly bought, and that you have to go watch the video. I don't want to sit here and go through it because I know Erica watches our stuff, and we've already been brought up in one of her court cases before. I don't want to talk about that stuff, but it is wild. So just Google it because shit just keeps coming out one after another.
That's crazy. I think really we're going to see more things about Erica that have been kept in the dark that are just going to come to light and then make us all go, oh.
Yeah. I mean, even remember when Garcelle said at Lisa Rinna's rosé party, she's like, it was something to the effect of like, I don't believe everything you say. And I was like, boom. Okay. I mean, there's only like one person in this world that believes everything that Erica says, and we know who that is. So no shade. No shade here. But I wanted to keep on going with this. I wanted to kind of pivot over to the Real Housewives of Atlanta, and we're going to start taking callers here in a minute. There's so much going on in the Bravo world.
Can I just say Atlanta is so good? I'm really into Atlanta for some reason. You know, I fell off the train for like 2 seasons, especially after the whole Bolo thing and the whole everything. I was just like, ugh. Now I feel like, why do I always forget her name? She's a friend.
Who? Fatum?
No.
Who's a friend?
Help me out. You got to help me out. She's on the trip. I like her a lot. She has a great confessional. I think she just jives.
Oh, Manetta.
Manetta, I really
Yeah.
like her. I think she's fantastic. I really, really like the cast is kind of jiving for me. I know not everyone's going to think like that, but the moment between Marlo and Candy last night, that is a moment you'll see memes of Candy that I'm worldwide.
I mean, this was a moment. If you guys didn't watch Real Housewives of Atlanta last night, well, let's just kind of catch you up really quick before we start taking callers, because the women and some of their men have made it to Jamaica. Now, they went there because Sonia Richards-Ross and her husband, they have work to do, but this was a fight that I did not see coming. Between Candy and Marlo Hampton, Candy and Marlo are going at it across the table, and it came way out of left field. Now, Marlo says to Candy, only people in Atlanta know you, and that's not true. Everybody watching on here right now knows who Candy Burris is. And on top of that, she's like, bitch, I'm worldwide. And I was like, oh shit, this is going to be a meme for sure, 100%.
That is going everywhere. That's amazing. That's going to go worldwide.
Marlo had no, first of all, you can't attack Candy because we saw Candy and the gang. We saw where Candy has taken care of some of her cousins, her nephews, her nieces. She supported her family. She's bought her mother homes. You know, it seems like she's a really good mother and also family member to have. And Marlo's sitting here trying to go in on her. And I feel like she's honestly not the one. And then Todd exposes the fact that Marlo allegedly bought her way onto the cast. And I was like, what the f is this? And he said, don't forget, I was behind the scenes. Okay. I worked for production before I started dating
People
Candy.
forget that.
I knew
People
how you
do
got
forget
on.
that.
Yeah.
That was kind of interesting. That was funny. That was shady on both sides. I loved it. Now, here's my question. Okay, because I know Marlo is pretty divisive. Let's say some people really like her on the show. Some people are like, why is she there? Is she doing her job though? Whether you like her or not. I think she is doing her job.
Marlo?
Yeah.
I mean, I think, listen, she waited a long time for that peach. There were always rumors that it was because of some alleged crime that she did in the past, or, you know, production saying she wasn't the right fit to be a full-time housewife. I don't actually know what the reason was, but Todd is now saying that she bought her way onto the show. I don't know how you can buy your way onto the show unless it's really just saying, hey, I will do this for free. Throw me in there. I'll stir up some shit and I'll earn my spot. Is that your way of buying your way onto the show? Because then Bravo doesn't have to pay you. Because I'm sure she didn't go to Bravo and NBC and say, I'm going to give you $100,000 instead of you paying me. I'll pay you. Put me in there, coach. You know?
I don't know. I don't know how that would work to get paid or be on the show. She did say she was Phaedra's friend, which I don't know why I cannot remember that.
Yeah. Well,
for some reason.
And she was one of Nene's good friends. Rob J in the city said, can we talk about Island Bay? He was out of there quick.
Hold on. Okay, is this a production thing or did this actually happen? I want to know because, like, do I believe that someone can vacation by themselves? Absolutely. I've done it before. I enjoy that.
He was with
but
his
just
brother.
How random, right? Oh, he was with his brother. Okay,
yeah,
good.
he was with his brother. But it was, I mean, it was random, but people have, you know, like vacation hookups all the time. So it's really not that random. And I,
poor guy though, being dropped in that table in those conversations.
I would have been like, get me the hell out of here.
This is your friend group? This is what you want me to be a part of? You
know, someone who I felt bad for in this episode was Drew Sidora, though, because we found out, of course, we know, and she's trying so hard to get Ralph to push this book, right? Drew's like, you know, like, I want to know what's in the book. You should talk about the book. And it's supposed to be about a book. The book is supposed to be for men to help them in parenting and parenting stepchildren and kind of blending their families. Well, he wants her to write the foreword on it. And she's like, I can't write that if I don't know what the hell is in the book. And you're using my family and instances that we've been through as an example of what not to do. And I think she's really concerned, which if you came to me and said, I'm writing a book about what not to do in a relationship based off of the things that we've done in our relationship, I would be like, Jason,
yeah, no.
I will burn that book.
I mean, listen, to do a forward, I think you do need more information. That's just, it's just what it is. So
I mean, but then I
don't
felt
know.
bad for her
really,
because...
again, I did not like Drew the first season she was on. She is really coming around to me right now. I really feel like she's solidified her spot. I enjoy watching her. And even Ralph, I'm into them now.
I like Drew Sidora. I like her on the show. I think that LaToya Ali came after her way too hard last season, and it didn't even make sense. And I didn't think that that was a good kickoff. So I always say that I think the Housewives, most of them should get 2 seasons at least.
Yeah,
like Dr. Jen
100%.
We didn't need 2 seasons.
We didn't need Noella for 2 seasons. We didn't need. Elizabeth Vargas, like, no.
No, we didn't. But for Teresa Giudice, I did want to say too, I felt really bad for her because she thought her husband Ralph was going to be adopting one of her children. And Ralph, I wanted to ask you guys in the live chat, Ralph has decided not to adopt her, I believe it's her son. And it's because of the fact that he went to the birth father and said, hey, what do you think about me adopting your son? And the birth father was like, I still want to be known as the dad. I still want to be a part of his life. I don't think it's like, I don't want you to adopt my son. And Ralph took that and said, I will always be a part of the family. I will always be here for your son. Your son is like my son, but I can't continue on with the adoption process. I think that that's kind of admirable. He went to the birth father. The birth father said, no, I'm not co-signing on this. And he was like, okay, well then I will continue to treat him like he's a part of my family and like my own son. And, you are the biological father. What are your thoughts on that?
A hard process. Listen, your mom was adopted. My dad was adopted. My oldest sister was given up for adoption. A lot of things are very different. How people see who their father is, father figure. I don't think, maybe the adoption thing is just more of like, I'm more responsible financially or something to take care of them. But you always look at someone more like your father,
Right.
Or there can be another father figure. I think it's admirable what he did, but I don't know if adopting would solidify him as a father. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. No.
Yeah.
And I think that there's a lot of things that Drew and Ralph probably have to work through, like figuring out where the hell he went to for 4 days when he was vacationing on the beach and then wouldn't let her know what hotel he was staying in. Like there's other things to talk about.
Adam, listen, okay, we have Find My Friends on our iPhones. I know where you are. You know where I am. In fact, half of our family is on Find My Friends. So, when we see them in the area or they see us, they're like, hey, we see you're nearby. Do you want to come over? You want to grab a drink? Something like that. If he can't answer that question, that location needs to be turned on immediately.
Honestly, it wouldn't fly with me. And I think that yes, you should have, the ability to step away from a relationship and you should be able to kind of, if you need a breather moment, go do whatever, like leave. You should be able to leave. But what's the big deal? Like, unless you're really doing something, I feel like if you're doing something shady, you don't want Find My Friends on your iPhone turned on, right? But if you're not doing something shady, then who gives a shit?
I'm just saying that wouldn't work for me. If you disappeared for 4 days and I didn't know where you were and you can't answer the question, oh no. No, hell no.
Hell
no. Maybe we can get more answers from her. She would be someone fun to talk to.
Yeah, I would love to talk to Teresa Giudice. Okay, so aside from that, I wanted to cover 2 more things really quick before we start bringing in callers. One, the only person who's really winning in life right now out of all of these housewives is Denise Richards, because now she's making over 30,000 plus a month on OnlyFans. Now she's not making Larsa Pippen money, but even Lisa Rinna said on Watch What Happens Live, like she's making more than she was making on the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. And if she's not yet, then she definitely will be, because she recreated her Wild Things shoot too as well. And then on top of that, I wanted to talk a little bit about the Real Housewives of Miami, because we're getting them back. They've already wrapped, and we're hearing that we're going to get them sometime in the fall. I cannot wait, because this is going to be an explosive season. And the drama with Lisa Hochstein and her husband, Lenny, and his new girlfriend, Katharina Mazeppa, it's just not ending. We heard that Katharina is trying to get a restraining order against Lisa. And right now she's in Europe showing or introducing her boyfriend, Lenny, who is also Lisa's husband, to her family. She's introducing him to the family in a luxurious, lavish vacation. Okay. Jeez. So then when they end up leaving, after she's filed for this restraining order, he ends up cutting off her credit card, and now he's defending why. She's like, he's left me to go to Europe, and then he cuts my credit card. She's like, that's bullshit. And he's like, hold on, you were spending $60,000 plus a month in transferring money out of my account in order to kind of get the credit limit to go back down. So yes, all that was left on the credit card was $3,000. That was up to you, and that's what you're left with. $60,000.
Wow. Listen, this is still the mother of your children. And, it's so cringy going back and watching the earlier seasons of Miami, and you see like Lenny's parents and stuff like that. They don't really like her. It's so...
No, they never liked her.
It's so strange. And it's just like, I don't know how I feel about this situation yet. I'm excited for Miami to come back. But at the same time, it's like, you were with this guy for a very long time. You had his children. He worked on you. You think you could be there should have been some kind of respect. If he doesn't want to be in the relationship anymore, there should be some kind of respect. But then also there was a sign there. There was the emotional cheating, right?
Right.
Where like he had an affair, but it was emotional. It wasn't physical. That she was trying to like give us this whole story all of season 4. I think that's a sign. You know, it's not working out anymore. If he's emotionally checking out, that's just as bad as also physically checking out.
Yeah.
I mean, none of it's good, but it's like,
I did a poll asking everybody, like, what do you think's worse, emotional cheating or physical cheating? And they said emotional cheating is far worse than physical cheating, which is, I mean, that kind of blew my mind. But on top of that, we have another relationship that has broken up over the past week. Well, I mean, we've had 2 relationships, and it sounds like, and I saw where memes were saying the Kardashians must be filming the finale for season 2.
We're not talking about this.
I just wanted to share this because now Kim and Pete have broken up. And of course, Kanye West is going back on social media. I cannot believe he said this.
I can't believe he said that either.
Skeet Davidson.
But actually, I can believe anything Kanye says, because Kanye just spurts shit out at this point. Did you see this really lasting though? You look at his background, look at her background. They are not made to have one partner their whole lives. Like, that is just who they are. You know, I don't even think the Kardashians are really meant to have one partner their whole lives, because it seems like whatever fits the week, you know, or the year or the trend.
Well, that's not fair, because Khloe, she tried and she got cheated on like 500 times. That's different.
If anything, yeah, listen, once is good enough for me. But like when I understand her. I would probably understand her more than anyone, but I didn't see this lasting in the first place. Everyone, this is so great. She's so in love. You know, if anyone's in love right now, it's definitely Kourtney. Yeah,
Kourtney's in love. But I also think for Kim, you know, they're saying that it was the time apart and he's in Australia, Pete, filming a movie. And then other, you know, things surface saying that it was because he was too immature. And I believe that's honestly where I would go with it. I think that he would be way too immature for Kim, because even though this was a fun moment for her, if you go back to the Met Gala, when you see that she's doing interviews with her friend Lala is sitting there, Lala Anthony is interviewing her, and Pete's making jokes and Kim's like nudging him, like, shut the hell up. And I'm like, ooh, he likes to joke around and this isn't serious to him. And for Kim, down to the like very last stitching on her body, everything is serious to her. She's very concentrated. And I think she wanted a moment of fun, but this was all it was going to be, was just a moment. And now Kanye somewhere is probably delusional in the sense that he's thinking, oh yeah, my wife broke up with you, Pete, and now I'm going to get my wife back. And Kim's probably like, no, bitch, I'm not going back to you.
I mean, I guess we'll find out on the Kardashians.
Yes, we will. Kim is about the business. I agree. All right, guys.
I do have to say, let me give you just a little bit of credit on the Kardashians. Not really was a huge fan of Keeping Up with the Kardashians. I did like the Kardashians on Hulu a little better. I am enticed to watch the new season when it comes out. So, I mean, I just thought at the end of the day that Pete and Kim would never last. I think everyone saw that, you know, so I wonder how that will play into production and what they're trying to fit in for this next season.
I mean, listen, on Keeping Up with the Kardashians, used to make fun of it because it would be like Kim being like, Kourtney, are you ready? Eating a salad.
It was all the B-roll. E really, like, and I don't know if it was an E decision. E is also in the NBC umbrella, so they like to hold you on for a long time. But it was like a sentence of speaking, like either, like you said, Khloe to Kris, hey mom, how's your day? Oh, it's great. Then it's like you said, B-roll of LA. LA. It was like and then shaking the salad, then it's LA. It's like, where is the actual substance in this show? I feel like they found a little more substance. I wish they would go a little further, because I think they are interesting people at the end of the day, whether you like them or not. They're very interesting people with huge companies that they're running. I'd like to see more of what Kris does on a daily basis, and I'd really, really like to like get in there a little more. So hopefully they'll provide that in the next season.
I could just do a Kris Jenner show and watching her run all of her businesses, like just one big masterclass of a docuseries of Kris Jenner. That would be fine for me. But
well, you can do a masterclass with Kris Jenner.
I mean, you technically can do a masterclass with Kris Jenner. All right, I wanted to add this in too, because this is going to be tonight at 7 p.m. I wanted to bring this up, and let's start bringing up callers. But tonight at 7 p.m., we're going to be doing our Let's Whine About It. We have a lot to talk about, and I'm bringing up the notes from Gina Marie, the spiritual medium, but also we have a lot more to whine about. And I love these lives because they're always so much fun. And Jason and I don't have to sit here and just talk about Bravo, but we get to kind of be a little bit more personal in what we talk about. But with that,
we're going to share a lot of an upcoming podcast we have, and some other things that are in the works. So
yeah, there's a.
Join us
it's
if you
kind
can.
of overwhelming. There's a lot happening in the
There's
next
so
month.
much happening, guys. I mean, I'm so glad I made it to jump on here with you today. I didn't even know what we were talking about today, so I'm glad I'm here. This was a fun conversation.
I'll carry you through, girl.
Okay,
I
thank
got
you.
Okay.
Thanks, girl.
All right. Let's bring up our first two callers here. We're going to bring up Janelle and Krista Marie. I know Krista is about to go off on this wedding with the big hair and everything in between. Let's bring them both up. Hi, Janelle. Hi, Krista.
Hi.
Bonjour.
Bonjour.
No.
Hello.
No. No bonjour.
Why no bonjour?
Why not?
What? No, I'm just kidding.
Ooh,
All right.
you about to get me? Don't get me tight already. Shoot.
All right, Janelle, you were the first
Too
one in
early for
here.
that.
I know Krista has a lot to talk about too. Krista, you've been having a week, and we're going to get into that. But Janelle, where do we begin?
I just want to say one quick thing about
Yes.
Pete and Kim. Did people really think they were going to get married? This was a rebound.
I did.
This was a rebound.
I didn't think so.
Listen, she left Kanye. She needed something fun. She needed something funny.
We
And
all
that's
knew what she needed, and it
all she
wasn't
needed.
the marriage.
Was I the last one to know that he had a big tip?
I mean,
I
That
must
is
have
the
been.
rumor. I just think he got BDE. I think he got big D energy.
Oh, okay.
A big D, but he got that energy that makes you go like, bonjour.
Ariana Grande.
And then you're really
even sang it in the
disappointed
song. She
after.
said, "Do you remember that? Whoa,
it's like
got me
2
walking
minutes, you're
side
like,
to side."
Need
It was
more
the
than
side to
that.
side song, and that was because of Pete.
Fight songs.
You know what? Sometimes it's not the size of the ocean; it's the motion of the ocean.
Yeah.
That's
I
all
used
I'm
to
gonna say
think
about Pete. Anyway, it was a rebound, so people need to
That's
talk
what people
about,
with little
like,
penises say.
forever. Like, come on now. And then I haven't watched Atlanta, but y'all made me excited to. I mean, I have watched Atlanta, but I haven't watched last night's episode yet. So I'm excited to watch Marlo get red.
Oh,
Ooh, next week's looks so good too.
I'm
yes.
hoping Candy makes the t-shirt. She probably already got that mess copyright. Bitch, I'm worldwide. Girl, give me the t-shirt. I need the hat. What? I'm worldwide too.
She had Todd go straight home and file for like the copyright or whatever. The trademark.
Seriously.
She's like, I got this.
Candy, if I don't see a t-shirt on your Instagram by the end today, what are you doing?
I'll put it up for her. It'll be up.
Seriously.
It'll be up by the end of today.
Come on, Candy. And then Lisa, let me say about Lisa Rinna. I'm gonna say all my little tidbits because I do want to hear what Krista has to say about Jersey, so we can really get into the nitty gritty.
Really don't.
I know Krista got opinions. Rinna, girl, have several seats. Go sit down and calm your ass down. You're doing too much. And I think, listen, the thing is that yes, people react to grief in different ways. No one is denying that. Okay. But the thing is that said it best that you still think you're a soap opera actress. Like, girl, stop. And then also there's rumors out there that supposedly Rinna acts completely different off camera than she does on the show.
I could see that.
And I believe that.
Well-
So I'm thinking to myself, you're just playing on a character.
Right.
And you just play on a character and all. It's like, come on now.
But
Come on
the reason I
now.
believe that too is, there were a lot of like our friends who do Vanderpump Rules. We have a few of them who would act completely different when they weren't filming. And then when the cameras would turn on, like Lala Kent is not the same Lala Kent that you see on the TV screen. She turns it up like 1000% for that. But then Ariana and Sheena are totally the same people that you see on TV, off TV. So, I mean, yeah, I could see where you play up a persona. And for Lisa, she knows that the contract, I mean, she knows the job. She's like, I'm gonna stir up shit. I'm gonna be in everyone's business.
She is trained. She is trained, and not like theater trained. She is, like TV trained to be a soap opera, Melrose Place. Now she's taking that training and she's bringing it to Real Housewives of Beverly Hills.
And
so
also,
I could totally see she's completely different off camera.
Oh my God. And also on top of that, now this is my conspiracy theory.
Oh God.
I think Bravo had Rinna say something about Dubai on her socials to drive up ratings.
Oh,
I wouldn't be surprised.
Because the thing is that, you know, Dubai, I'm enjoying Dubai, but like I've listened to like other like Bravo, like I've gone on like other Bravo centric like Instagrams or listened to other Bravo centric like podcasts. Like I was listening to Behind the Velvet Rope the other day, and David Yanteef had Sarah Fraser on, who he's had on numerous times as a co-host, and she said, "I'm not interested in Dubai." She goes like, I can't get into it. I fall asleep, because David Yanti was trying to say, no, Dubai is great. It's really interesting, blah, blah, blah. And she was like, I just can't get into it. So I wouldn't be surprised if Bravo was like, yo, Rinna.
But I don't know, because remember the context that she said that in? She called the audience pussies and hoes and said that it was about Garcelle, and then kind of flipped it into Dubai, all in like one statement. So I don't know if they would really co-sign on that.
Here, let me play along with this conspiracy theory a little bit. If they're telling Rachel what not to post, Chef Rachel, I'm sure they're telling people what to post. If they really wanted to stir it up and really wanted to make some noise, Lisa Rinna is the person to ask to do that. She will make it happen. Then you had all of the housewives answering her. Now we're talking about all of the different housewives of Dubai. That's not a bad conspiracy theory. I could see how that would work.
I mean, and Carlos King came out and slammed the Real Housewives of Dubai too, calling it Real Housewives of Dubai. Giselle Bryant slammed the Real Housewives of Dubai, which the funny thing is with these women, they're so quick with their clapbacks, especially Chanel Ayan and Lisa Milan, and they're like, bitch, worry about your fashions in your Ronald McDonald house. And it's like, what?
Right?
Like, they don't care.
Also, I think Carlos King, I bet you he secretly reached out to Chanel Ayan to give her tips, and she was like, I'm good. I wouldn't be surprised if she was like, I don't need tips from you. I know what I'm doing. Because someone said on Instagram last night, like, we haven't seen someone like Chanel Ayan since Nene Leakes. And who helped out Nene Leakes when she first got on? Carlos King. Boy,
and
the raid is reeking.
I'm just going to brag for a second, because I got Chanel Ayan to follow me last night on Instagram. But for Chanel, the other day I was watching her. I know I want an interview with her for sure. She would
gonna give you one, because she's fabulous, and she's gonna bring the fashions in that.
She would be a great like, I could not do a Zoom interview with her. That would have to be an in studio. Like, it would have to be over the top, and I don't think that like we would 1000% be all over that. And she's in the United States. Yeah,
I would in a heartbeat. I would in a heartbeat.
No.
Remy with you. Hello?
The other day she was on her Instagram stories, and she was so funny, and she's holding a half-eaten dog cookie. And Jason, remember this? And I was laughing about it. She's holding, and it says dog cookie on it. And she's like, guys, what is this? I sat down, and she's like, I'm eating this cookie, and it just said cookie on it. And she said, I'm drinking my coffee. And she's like, now to come to find out, it wasn't sweet. I didn't know why it wasn't sweet. And she's like, it's a dog cookie. Since when did they make dog cookies? And I'm like, you can't write this shit. She's just hilarious.
Oh my God.
And watering her fake plants. Come on.
I love that.
That's funny.
I love that. Listen, it's all
she's entertainment, and that's what we watch this for. And it's kind of nice to have that. I giggle through Dubai sometimes, you know, and even like how they ended last episode, it was kind of, it's nice to end on a good note, because everything is so sour and so, you know, a little over the top. And like Beverly Hills right now is dark. It still is dark, and I want it to be like fun and better, but it's just very, you like, oh God, I'm watching Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. I got to mentally prepare myself. So I'm so glad Dubai is on after to give us at least something lighter than that, you know? But yeah, I don't know where I was going with that, but I just love the entertainment value of Chanel. I'm really liking Dubai.
No, she is. She's a standout, you know, for sure. And even Andy Cohen said, in all of his years of doing this, he's never, ever seen someone like Chanel Ayan. So I'm here for it.
That interview. It was that interview where Andy said that.
Yeah, I just reposted it.
I think I saw it on your Insta story, Adam.
Oh, okay.
What I'm talking about. Okay, yeah. That
interview. I was like, Chanel, we love you. But I see in here where people are saying that they want Krista, give us the tea, give us some tea for the Real Housewives of New Jersey.
I'm gonna be quiet. I want to hear everything, Krista. Go.
Krista,
right, what part?
Were you with us though? Did you know someone at the wedding?
Why are you going to have? Okay, You have none of your family. Okay, now, do I doubt that she's happy? No. I believe in her delusional head, she's very happy. This is her love bubble. But if this is your real wedding, this is the man of your dreams, this is your love, which in her head, I believe this is. But why are you going to, look, Teddy's hiding in Teresa's hair. I told you, man. She tried. Fetch was jumping out of Teresa's hair the entire time. I heard there was an Aquanet situation and like they had to get the jaws of life to get her out. It was crazy. Allegedly. Anyway, so like Joey should have walked her down the aisle. I think he should have snuck in, walked her down the aisle. If he didn't want to deal with all the rest of that crap, then fine. But because of Nona and Pop, he should have walked her down the aisle because her dad would have walked her down the aisle regardless. So we'll just go on with that. And then when you have a bunch of seat fillers and table 19's invited because your family's not invited and there's a bunch of people that don't love you, like you invite the banker, the grocer, your fucking realtor, like you have all these weirdos there and like they fill seats. And like, of course it's not your real wedding. Like, I mean, I don't believe it. I wouldn't be surprised if somebody calls the courthouse to see if it's even registered as them actually being married. Only because, hear me out. Not that I don't think they will. I think because of his lawsuits, it's not a good idea. And she knows that. I believe this was all for cameras. And she's probably gonna be really pissed when I'm saying this, but I just feel like, I mean, this turned into be a Bravo event. Right. And do I believe that Melissa cheated on Joe? Do I believe that story? No. Let's just call somebody a burn book because I get burn book vibes from that chick.
And to be fair, too, I don't know if you guys remember, but going back to Vanderpump Rules, Katie Maloney and Tom Schwartz got married on camera, and then they didn't actually sign the papers until 2 years later. So it could happen.
Listen, he's got lawsuits coming out, and when you tell the world that you're not getting a prenup, what do you think people are not going to come after you now and start throwing lawsuits at you? I mean, whether it lasts or not, it's her money. It's his jersey. What says it's hers is his. So I just think that, this turned into a circus that was all about Bravo. It had to be 4 parts. So of course there's going to be drama. There's people. It would have been weirder. It would have been less weird for me to be there than half the people that were there. Like seriously, like it was just very odd to have a bunch of people that don't even really. I don't know. Think about your wedding, right? Would you want does that seem like something?
No, and this is what I was saying earlier, Krista. Is I've been to a big Jersey wedding before. I didn't know the bride or the groom. I just went as a +1, which you can do, like whatever. But it's like even my friend didn't really know them very well. It was strange. It's like they need an audience,
A family affair. Like I cannot even believe. Now I don't know why. Okay, I don't know why Joe didn't just go anyway. And let's stop giving Teresa credit for hurting Melissa. Melissa does not care about not being in the wedding. She knows Teresa. She knows they're not that close. Her feelings were never hurt over that. Maybe a slight bit. She's hurt for Joe and she's hurt for the family and for the way Joe feels. And that's why. That's why he's hurt about this whole situation. Or that's why Melissa's hurt, because her husband's hurt. She's not blind to how Teresa feels and how she acts. And just like Dina and Dolores, they love Teresa. They're good friends regardless to her, whether she is or not. People put up emotional boundaries in this wedding that they didn't want crossed. So when you love these people in your life, you should say, hey, cameras, maybe we shouldn't do this. Hey, Bravo. Or, maybe you'll have another wedding that's a real wedding and, it'll be more intimate. I don't know. Just my speculation.
You know what? You just sparked me because if anybody had surveillance on this wedding, it would be Kim D from Posh. And I'm texting her right now saying, listen, we need you to come on and give us the tea because she would be like, she's like, listen, I was in the back corner and I saw some shit going down. And
let's go hide in the bushes. Seriously. I don't know what she thinks about Melissa, about the story, because I don't believe that story.
I agree with Krista. I don't think Melissa was upset about not being in the bridal party. I think it was ego. I think it's probably all ego to why, if she was a little upset about that. I think she's more upset with the fact that once again she's being accused of cheating on Joe. And also I think, she feels for Joe. Joe's a very emotional person.
Yes.
Whether you like him or not, he is good for the show, but also you can tell, I don't know what astrological sign he is, but he's just a very emotional person in general. And the fact that when we first met him, he was in a feud with his sister and his parents. And and that emotion was raw. That was not faked. That was real emotion he felt at his Christmas. And, his family means a lot to him. And I think, it's like, he's probably thinking that again. And also the fact that Teresa barely takes his side in any of these feuds on the show. I'm sorry.
Anytime, even when she should. Even when she should.
I
But
don't
they all still
care
stand by her. They
if
love her.
I don't care if my brother and I are getting along great or we're getting along not great or somewhere in the middle. It does not matter. But if somebody called my brother a bitch boy, it'd be on site. Like, you are not.
My family's the exact same way.
You are not going to call my sibling names. You are not going to You're not going to do any type of name calling or call him any derogatory term. We're not doing that. You better walk away before someone makes you walk away. No, do not. So the thing is that I think Melissa is just sad for Joe.
Yeah, and everybody's getting on Joe and Melissa all this whole weekend. I'm like, leave them alone, because they made it so that I don't know how if this whole accusation thing, I could see why he wouldn't show up for that, but I don't know what Teresa said when all this was going on. I don't know. I just feel he's so hurt at this point that they were this weekend was crazy. They were.
Do you think, though, that the rumor about the finale party and Joe charging Louis, do you believe this is real?
Yes. Yeah.
You know this for a fact?
No, I don't. I mean, I don't know for a fact. I wasn't there, but I mean, I believe it. Yeah, because I could see this. It's not true, and it shouldn't even be happening. It should not even.
Let's play out the scenario really quick, because I could see exactly how this would go. Joe has his feelings hurt, and he's sitting there having a heated conversation with Teresa, because that's how they communicate. And Louis probably stepped in to say, like, you don't, like, listen, this is my soon-to-be wife. You don't talk to her like that. And Joe was probably like, look, bro, I don't know who the you are. You just got here. Take a seat. And it was probably like a battle of the egos. By the way, Melanie Martin, welcome to memberships. And hopefully we see you tonight at 7 p.m. But yes, I think that since they communicate like in a very heated way, they were probably having a heated discussion. Joe was probably like, you know what? The way you're acting right now is disgusting. And Louis was probably like, you don't talk to my girl like that. And then Joe, whoa.
And it wouldn't even be about that. It would be more about the accusations. Like the fighting thing, that's normal. I mean, I'm gonna be honest, like it's normal for us like that, right? It's more of the principle of the accusations, and this is coming up again. Like, why that? You know what I mean? Like, it's just.
Well, I mean, they need a storyline. I mean, people have been people have been criticizing Melissa for the last couple of seasons of having a lack of a storyline, so to speak. So I wouldn't be surprised if this was like crafted by the Bravo producers, whether she knew about it or not, to give her something, because I do think they like her for the show and they want to keep her on. Because,
they don't need the show either. By the way, they don't need the show for money. This is a bonus check for them. So it's not like they're going to,
I mean, it's the reason why like Paris Hilton became famous in the first place. Like money, like sometimes money is not enough. Sometimes fame cannot be bought.
Right.
Yeah, so, they can't. His loyalty means more than that.
Right. I personally,
his morals, I think.
I personally, and someone said in the chat that like it's Teresa's wedding. Of course, it's Teresa's wedding, and she should be her focus. But Teresa be throwing these like many bombs.
Yeah. Well, look
what. Did you see? Thank you for everyone being here. The chosen family. And
I mean, you're gonna. The cameras were there. What do you expect out of them? I can't. I swear. I promise you. This turned into a circus that became about a Bravo 4-part series that has to be about drama. When you really sit down and think about it, it's not a good idea to be on paper with this guy right now. I'm just saying. Either way.
Everyone keeps saying red flags. Everyone keeps saying about red flags when it comes to Louis. Now, I don't know Louis from a hole in the wall. And Krista, we need your tea if you know anything about Louis. Okay.
He's not a criminal. He's not a criminal. He's not a criminal. And he's not.
When I first met Jason, everybody told me red flags. You know.
He can be controlling. That's one thing. Controlling's one thing. But also, Teresa's very controlling too. You got to remember that Teresa's controlling too. She's controlling
each other.
Yes. Well, we couldn't see her that with Joe, but like, he's not this like secret criminal that like abuses women in the corner somewhere. Like, he had some skeletons in his closet. Everybody has issues, but listen, you can go and accuse somebody of anything. You can charge somebody of anything. It doesn't matter. You have to prove it in court.
But there's also an alleged $10 million lawsuit, and I know the woman who's about to
you also can sue anybody you want too. You can sue anybody you want for anything. It just has to hold up. It's like you could that it's going to cost him money to fight it.
I mean, there's one thing that
He's in the public eye now.
Will Smith said in an interview. Someone asked him, was like, "What are the things for Hollywood that like up and coming stars need to know?" He goes, "Like, have a lawyer on hand for everything.
Right.
You will get sued for the littlest thing, out of the yin yang for nothing,
and cost you money to fight it, which blows my mind."
Right, because you need you need to hire a lawyer to respond to the case and handle the case while you go do your movies and everything else.
Wasn't it Marge that was saying that too? Marge settled because it was cheaper.
Yeah,
settled because she was costing so much money just to fight it.
Yeah,
not that she was wrong, but she settled.
We were all there for that.
Yeah, we were there. Yeah, she's like, I not that I was in the wrong, but I settled because it was costing me money. People are throwing lawsuits at her. Right. She's like, I couldn't do it anymore. You know?
Can you guys believe, by the way, that was 5 months ago?
Oh my God, that is insane.
I know. We need another reunion. We need
another.
Reunion.
Where's the one in Miami?
BravoCon. I mean, not BravoCon.
I'm not going to BravoCon because I don't have $843.
No. We can have an outside. Kim D and David are having a party, a table night called Table 19 party. I keep saying that. It's a party of people that are invited to Bravo and that don't want to pay $3,000 to see.
Dana Wilkie is having one of those parties.
I think David said she wasn't going to do it.
Also, a little digression. I find it. I understand with the pandemic and like. Economists were warning us like a year ago that inflation was going to be following us because we lost so much money during the first couple of years of the pandemic. So it's like inflation was bound to happen regardless. However, how are you going to be charging over $1,000 for these tickets to BravoCon?
Don't get me started.
Because I was thinking to myself, like, oh, I could spare like maybe $200-$300 for a ticket for like a 1 day or 2 day ticket.
But then, Janelle, it's not even that. It's the price of the tickets, and then when you get in to go into the different like whatever they have going on, you pay more per whatever event you want to attend once you're already through the doors. Like it's not an all access pass once you buy the tickets. It's like then there's like little add-ons. Like this is who I was talking to. It was DJ Richie Sky. And he said, I don't even pay that for front row seats at Beyonce.
Hello? And Queen B doesn't charge that. Why is Andy Cohen and Bravo charging that? Someone put Andy Cohen on the phone so we can ask him.
Hold on, let me call him really quick.
Call him right now. He just got back from Montana. Call him right now.
He wasn't at the wedding?
Good.
No, he wasn't at the wedding. He talked about it on Radio Andy.
Andy says that he gets invited to weddings all the time by Housewives and other weddings, and he makes the choice of not attending. So he doesn't.
It doesn't look like favoritism.
Right.
Oh, okay.
So that's So like he got invited to Jackson Brittany's wedding. He got invited to.
Nobody was going to that anyways.
Right. Hello. He wasn't getting invited. He wasn't getting invited to a lot. He's been invited to every.
But Teresa's different, though. I would think that Teresa's is, I don't know.
Nobody. I mean, he was great with Nene Leakes, and also he's great with Candy. He didn't go to either one of their weddings. But I did want to say, hold the phone on this because we're going to be back tonight at 7 p.m. I have an eyebrow appointment in 20 minutes.
I need my eyebrows done. I need new brow gel.
At least I'm honest. At least I'm not like, guys, I have a killer interview that's coming right after this. I have an eyebrow appointment and I got to go get this haircut. So I'm going to go ahead and cap us off. That way I can get to my appointment. And don't forget tonight, 7 p.m. Eastern. Okay?
Let's whine about it.
It's a party.
Are you going to be there?
See you in a little bit, Krista. See you in a little bit, Janelle.
Nope.
Yes.
Oh, sorry. Bye, guys.
Bye, I love you.
I'm like running around the house.
Oh, okay.
It's so funny. Shay actually asked in the chat. She asked if you and I were going to BravoCon, and we talked about it in the members only live. We'll probably talk about it again tonight. So we were actually supposed to go. Adam was slated to be there, and then they changed their minds and said they don't have any more press passes are very valuable. We don't have enough.
I think I pissed people off with the Jen Shaw interview.
Probably, but that's okay. Anyway, I do think the tickets are way too expensive for what it is. And then that's just to get in, right? And then you have to pay for all the upgrades and like the special sessions no.
I mean, no. But we're going to talk about it and let's whine about it. I'm also going to share my notes. And then we have a few things that are coming up for Jason and I this month and on the channel. And we're also branching off a little bit, but we're going to be discussing all of it and let's whine about it tonight. So you guys, if you're members, you can call in, you can join us for the conversation. It's so much fun and it's a lot more personal than this. And if you don't know how to get there, then just go to my main page on YouTube and then click join right up next to subscribe. So click join, and then we have announcements, so we'll just save it for then. But I love you guys. Jason, did we miss anything?
That's it.
All right. That's it. Don't forget to smash that like button, get subscribed, hit that notification bell, and we'll see you next time. I'm going to go get my eyebrows did. Bye, guys.